What's going on, guys? Bomby Teacher in the house, and I am here with the GPL Week 5 Power Rankings. I do apologise, it's a little bit late, but scheduling reasons. And, of course, I am joined with my good friend, my co-host, and my annoying opponent for this week. I mean, wait, what? Dinistrio, say hi, bud.
Holla, holla. What's going on?
Holla, holla, here for your dollar. Wait, what? Nah. Alright, so if you
you
haven't seen this before, of course, our power rankings have two main parameters, and we will, of course, adding our opinion on top. Primary focus, win-loss, differential is the tiebreaker. That will determine your rank in the league. Of course, our opinions are our opinions. Please bear that in mind. You are welcome to disagree with us. We will say some things that some people may not agree with, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. But we're here to have a bit of fun. We're here to talk about the league. And I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And I just realised I haven't put my notes up, but that's fine. We will talk about it as we go. So, coming in at rank number 16, he's still there sadly, is our good buddy Crimpix. And I didn't actually get a chance to watch the end of his match, but I did know he lost 3-0 unfortunately for him. I do know he has been improving week in, week out though. So I do expect him to pick up at least one win this season. And I think this week is his best chance to get one. What do you think?
What is his next opponent?
It's Huddled.
Huddled? Ooh, that's going to be a real interesting matchup, actually, yeah. Both bottom of the league at the moment, if I recall.
Huddled has
one of them
win,
has to get a win.
He's one a little bit higher.
Someone's got to win that match. I'm banking. This isn't a pick'em, but I'm banking on Crimpix, man. Come on, my dude.
Yeah,
it's your time.
on, man. We get there. You're doing,
I believe in you.
He's doing so much better now than when he first started, so it's going to be interesting. And actually, taking Shadow to a 3-0 loss is impressive in itself for someone who's hardly battled before playing this league.
I watched the match live. I don't recall it greatly, but I do remember that he was utilizing that Snorlax a heck of a lot better. And the Trick Room. He's still stuck on that Trick Room, but, you know,
I mean,
his
ultimately,
plays,
it's his best mechanic for his team, so I'm not really surprised to see it.
He's definitely getting good. He's definitely getting. I can't wait to see this next game.
No, I hope I can actually sit and watch it live, but I am working a lot this week, so it's going to be a little difficult. All right, rank number 15 is going to be one of our new boys this league. Is Big Nav, of course. Unfortunately, winless start for him. He did unfortunately take a bit of a loss this week against Crasher, being unable to break through the bulk that Crasher has. My original concerns, of course, was the main bulk, and also the fact that Big Nab's team is really slow with no possibility of Trick Room, as he didn't have Trick Room setters on his team. What really caught me a little bit off guard with him, he had a rain setup with that Magneton, but opted to run Thunderbolt instead of Thunder. With his set, if he ran Thunder, he actually would have two-shot that Toxapex. Instead, it lived on like 20% HP because he didn't have the damage output. So it's things like that that kind of worry me a little bit about Big Nab. I do hope that he's realised that post himself, and he may try and adjust his sets to accommodate a little bit more for Rain if he does choose to bring it. I actually don't think he brings Rain this week, and I'll talk more about that in the pick'em. But I'm interested to see what he can do with. Of course, we've only seen one game from him, so it's very difficult to say where he's at. He may have just felt like he had a terrible matchup and couldn't really win. But that being said, though, he did almost find a way back into the game after Crasher made some rather howlers of a play. And that did show some signs of life for him, but ultimately he couldn't quite get there.
He did also manage to take Crasher's monster tank team to a turn 65 game as well, so he showed some smarts, he showed some good plays. Definitely looking forward to seeing more games of this. I feel like he's gonna pick up some wins. He's got 6 games now to do so. I don't think he's completely out of the runnings just yet, but he's definitely gonna have to start putting work in, I think.
Yeah, and even if he does start putting work in, if the teams around him still keep picking up the odd win here or there, it's going to be a hard run for playoffs for him. But you definitely get at least a couple of wins, I think. There's definitely some scope there. It's going to depend on how well he can master his team, and maybe if he can get some free trades in, or trade with some other players to get some other ones in. Might give him a bit more leeway as well. But yeah. Coming into rank number 14 is not one we can really talk much about this week, because Huddled sadly had to forfeit his match because he was ill. I hope you're feeling better this week, Huddled, of course. It's always a shame to see someone fall ill. We do
Yeah,
hope
get
to
there,
see you back, of
wounded.
course. It's going to be a fun match for you as well, playing Crimpix this week. Be a good match for you to get back into the swing of things. He's actually not even playing that badly, either going through into this. He's just had to face some incredibly horrible opponents that are not gonna let anything go against you. So
Yeah, he's been thrown literally right into that deep end of the sharks.
it's very much a
Unfortunately,
division of death this season for the lesser players, but
it couldn't be any worse for him right now in terms of division. I'm sorry, it won't happen next time. I swear.
yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Unfortunately, sometimes it falls in a way that you don't expect. But yeah. Alright, rank number 13 is our second newcomer this week, Solo. Solo Destroyer actually had a really good scrappy game against Pelly this week. It was a real good brawl-up between two people making very aggressive plays. Ultimately, of course, that Scarf Moldbreaker Haxorus proved to be the difference maker between the two teams. Very clever little set, really cool bring. I didn't even think that would come. I didn't think Haxorus was a thing that he would consider bringing, but he definitely proved me wrong.
Funny story about this one. I do feel that Pelly, was it Pelly? Yeah, Pelly would have picked up that win if the Mimikyu didn't carry red card and forced the Haxorus to switch out, because then he would have been able to kill the Haxorus on that turn and probably finish off the last Pokemon that was remaining, which was the Diancie, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Diancie.
Because he would have had Mimikyu in, and Stack Attacker would have been alive, and then he could have just bring that in against Diancie and won. That red card is really what ended that game, to be honest. And whew, I like red card Mimikyu, but that was not the best time to use it, unfortunately.
To bring it, yeah. But either way, though, it did show that the aggression can pay off for him. I do worry how this aggression is going to play against some of the stronger players, because over-aggression does get punished quite a lot. He did make some really aggressive switches, like switching in that Rotom Wash against a Raikou that was Rash Max Special Attack. That was kind of concerning, because it literally just chopped off 60% of Rotom's health for pretty much nothing, and then forced out. So things like that can be exploited, especially if you do that multiple times over, but nonetheless still a decent showing for a first run in the league. He's never played Draft League before, so it's an interesting situation for him. Of course, he is Transil's team build, old helper, so it does give him some kind of pedigree. He's got some good creative team building, so I definitely am looking forward to seeing his next match and see what he can do. See if he can either temper that aggression ever so slightly to make some bit more safer plays, or if he's still going to go for a slugfest like he did against Pelly and see what happens. But either way, it's exciting to watch.
And a good confidence booster for just the initial start to the league for him as well.
That first win is always a thing. Like, that first win in draft is one of the most memorable ones. I can remember my first win for very obvious reasons, but we won't talk about that right now. Alright, coming in at rank number 12 is going to be Titanium and Gaza, of course, the Loyal Macacos. Taking another rather unfortunate loss this week, not being able to break through Sylvie in the long run. Definitely slightly concerning. I was a little worried about the Lipod again. Now I have seen
Lipod.
I have seen that they have picked up Absol now, which is a different dark type option. The Lipod actually was better this week though against the double psychics of Mew and Megaladi on Sylvie's team, but it didn't do anything. Like, it really didn't do much, and that's the concern. Now, it is a little bit of a tough situation, of course. I don't know what their thought processes are for building it. I know Lipod gets pranks to T-Wave and things like that, but I haven't seen a lot of utilization of it. It is a little bit concerning going forward, because they're taking a lot of losses that I feel like could have been avoided.
Yeah, no, I think that's safe to say. There's one point in the match I had to point out is the Percephalon versus the Keldeo. He kept substituting. The Keldeo leftovers enough HP to survive. If he just Shadow Ball right off the bat, would have killed. That was a big move because Keldeo just pretty much wiped the entirety of the team, to be honest. Sylveon picking up another win. I mean, breaking the rules of my draft. How
Stop
dare
breaking
you?
the Sylvie rule, everyone. we can't let him have too many wins. Like, the odd
Sylveon
breaking
now
rule's
sitting-
fine, but
Just need to confirm, Sylveon is now currently sitting comfortably in the wildcard free slot at the moment to go into playoffs. So,
we'll talk more about him coming up
that's
relatively
comfortably
soon.
and good for him. He's what 3-2 in the league, and that's just enough to get him in a comfortable spot. So, look forward to seeing playoffs.
Yeah, it'll be funny to see him get there, actually. It'll be an interesting name. But yeah, coming in at rank number 11, we talked about him briefly already, but of course, is our Mr. Resident Eager, Pele, of course. Not being as eager anymore. He's actually taking time over his matches. I wonder who this Pele is and where the other one went. But but again, he's another one of the 3 loss in a row club. Taking another straight loss. Definitely a good brawl, of course. Pretty cool sets. I did like the Rash Aura Sphere. Raikou, definitely behind the sub, was kind of a bit annoying, but ultimately being annoying and winning a game are 2 very different things, and that's where I like his creativity. I like some of the team builds that he does go and some of the sets, but ultimately we're not seeing wins from him, which is a little concerning. I do hope, of course, that he can find wins. There are some pretty tough opponents in that division, but some opponents that I do think he can match up pretty well against. So I'm gonna look forward to seeing how well he plays.
He's very adamant to show off that Crabominal. I don't know, he's brought it every game now since I think he's joined the league, and he picks up like 1 win per game, but maybe 2 kills. But I mean, all in all, I do enjoy sitting down and watching his games. They do interest me. Like you said, the creativity is always there, so I'm always quite happy and excited to see his game.
One thing that is worth pointing out while we're at it is he has made some free agency swaps and added a couple of Trick Room setters into his team. That Cofagrigus is now there. He does, of course, have Mimikyu and
Good night,
Stack
sweet
Attacker
prince.
that can also run Trick Room. So we may actually start seeing Crabominal actually have a bit more of a chance to thrive. He does have that Incineroar as well, which is also a really solid Trick Room one. It can be a bulky physical attacker with the Brave Nature, for example. Definitely really does help in Trick Room setup. Incineroar can be a bit of a menace in Trick Room, especially more known in doubles, of course, but can be a good singles one as well. So I'll be interested to see if he does adopt that Trick Room style. I do know that he has played Trick Room on ladder before, so I do know he has a bit of ladder experience, and he does have a lot of affinity towards Trick Room, so it's nice to see that Crimpix isn't the only Trick Room team in the league. So I'll be interested to see how he moves going forward with his changes, and if he can make Trick Room work for him. He is someone I would expect to make Trick Room work. So,
well, with that Cofagrigus, I was get my tongue twisted around that one. I'm pretty sure it's definitely going to give him that boost he needed. He seemed pretty desperate for it. I hope it serves you well, dude. That Pokemon's definitely did me some good usage. So yeah,
I feel like dropping the Raikou was a risk though, because now he doesn't have a fast electric type anymore. That's something I always like in Draft League, but we'll see. He did bring Tangrowth in anyway, so
fast you speak of.
Yeah,
I don't know fast.
I mean, it's 122 base speed. It's pretty quick. But yeah, either way. Alright, let's go to rank number 10, which is one of your very good friends, of course, Dizzy.
Yeah.
So close, yet so far again. It's we keep saying it all the time, and he gets really close, but he just can't get over the line. He plays well, but he doesn't get the wins that he needs.
His team, his thoughts, his plays are in the right place. It just can't. He just can't seem to pull out on that last stretch. I don't think.
It's that execution at the end. It's the end game strategies that are kind of falling away for him. He did make 2 free agency swaps though, dropping the Donphan and the Dragalge for Empoleon and Flygon. 2 additional Defoggers, of course, 2 really solid Mons in general, really decent Mons in Draft League. So I am interested to see how they adjust his team and how he adjusts to having them on his team. They will give him a little bit of power, of course. Empoleon can hit surprisingly hard. It does have a decent special attack stat, especially. So it'll be interesting to see what he goes for and why those Mons particularly. I didn't really think Donphan was that bad for him, but yeah, it's one of those where I do think he can adjust to it very well. He's got an okay matchup this week. He's actually got a tough match. He's playing DJ, of course, but he does have some Mons that are actually decent against DJ's team, so I will be interested to see what he chooses to bring and how he brings it. We do know he is a good team builder, so he will give DJ a very stern test coming in. But yeah, right now he's currently rounding out the top 10 because I think he's also on a 3-game losing streak, right?
He's fighting you Big Nab next week. He fought DJ this week.
Oh yeah, wait.
But either way, it'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, it will be. I always get confused because now we got 2 rain teams. Oofed. But yeah. But yeah, that's a good match. Regardless, I hope we can start getting over the line. He does need some wins. Wins are always nice. His differential's not even that bad, so if he does pick up a win or two, he might shoot up the power rankings because of how that division works.
I can see him making playoffs, honestly. That's a prediction I'm making here now, midway through the league. I see him. He's definitely going to get to playoffs, I think.
Yeah, I think he's a definite contender. So that's something to always bear in mind. Right, rank number 9 is not one we can really talk much against this week because, of course, Agoshi was the one that was the beneficiary of the forfeit win. It is, of course, unfortunate these situations do happen, but nonetheless, Agoshi is in a semi-okay position, not too far out of the playoff race at all. He's only really 1 win behind a couple of the guys that are sitting towards the fringes, so he is scary, very, very scary, I'm not going to lie.
Oh yeah.
But he's got a tough opponent this week. He's having to play Shadow, and I don't like his matchup too well. I'll talk more about that in the pick'em. I do think there are certain ones on Shadow's team that Agoshi can't beat, so, but yeah. I think Agoshi is a good potential threat to come forward. I do think he is a playoff contender. He is going to challenge some of the others that are up there. But whether he can make it or not, we'll have to see. His team is threatening. But
get to play him next week. Oh boy. From one skipping stone to the next.
Yeah, have fun. Right.
All right. I don't have fun anymore.
Yeah. Number 8 this season is gonna be the one who keeps breaking the rules. Sylvie keeps winning, but he's doing much better than I thought he would.
Sylvie keeps winning.
Sylvie keeps winning, man. That Mega Lottie endgame has definitely been helping him out. A couple of wins in a row, getting to that Mega Lottie endgame. It is starting to become a little predictable though, so I do hope that he can find other ways to win the game other than just hope that Mega Lottie wins. That is something to bear in mind.
I feel like I don't you know, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like he's brought the same team for like the last 4 weeks now. Other than just changing maybe the moves, I want to see more creativity. I want to see more Pokemon. I want to see not Metronome Mew. Show me something, Sylvie. I know you've got it in there. Do it.
I am actually looking at his last few matches. He's changed like one Mon most times. Like he didn't bring Lando in week 3, for example. He didn't also bring it in week 5 either. So, like, it's mostly like 1, maybe 2 Pokemon that he changes. He's always brought Laddie, Keldeo, and he's always brought Rabombi as well, and Sackpit.
Mew.
Hashtag rude. He's always bought the same Rabombi set as well. It's always been Sash Lead with Web Squiverdance, which is fine. It's a pretty standard set, but there's a lot more that Rabombi can do, and he's not been able to use it that well this season. So yeah, bit more creativity, bit more diversity. He does have a few very strong win conditions in his team, and a couple of ones that he hasn't actually used yet that I'm surprised at. So I do want to see some more from him. It is in there somewhere. He will need it because the league is tough. If you get found out, you're gonna start losing. It's as simple as that. So I don't want him to get found wanting. I do want to see him continue to play well, and that's what we're gonna be looking for. Just stop killing Rabombi and then you win. Easy. Alright, rank number 7 is my wonderfully esteemed co-host. Thanks a lot for nerfing Transel, of course. First player to beat him this season, of course, and played pretty well. Combo gets another sweep. Unfortunately, Transel was unable to prevent it because his best answers got beaten earlier on. Definitely, of course, that wheezing definitely was annoying. Unfortunately, the power hacks meant that he couldn't haze the stats away for the second time round. Does look ominous, though. Of course, I have to play you this week, so looking ominous. A 3-game winning streak is not fun, especially with the changes that are made, bringing in that Metagross and a Shaman definitely gives me more to think about. Still scary, still annoying, but I'm gonna end your streak. Simple as that.
You know, I don't not believe you. However, I'm gonna go down kicking, screaming, and I'll take you down with me if I have to. Alright.
In fairness, though, it's going to be a lot of fun for me to play against you regardless. That's literally how it's going to be for me.
Well, at least one of us will have fun.
You're going down, bitch.
What? Who said that? You know what, Dinistrio, for the benefit of my video, I have the perfect soundbite for you. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it watching in post.
You suck, dude.
You're welcome. Right.
Oh no. Now I have to go back and
now
watch.
You're going to have
Dang.
to watch it and see what happens. But yeah, it'll be fun. But no, I do think you're playing very well. I think the changes to your team have made so much sense. They are scary. It does make your team a lot more difficult to play for. Not just for me, but going forward as well. Definite fight for playoffs, of course. Right now in the league is interesting because the top 5 are all within a game of each other, so it's super close, super competitive. So, you know, if one person goes on a sad losing streak, they're the ones that crash out of playoffs potentially. So it's close, it's competitive, and you're in there. You're in the right position at halfway through the season. You know, halfway through you want to be in that playoff fight, you want to be in that scrap, so that's always a confidence booster to have. So I wouldn't put yourself too far down. Of course, if you do lose, of course, that does suck for you. But it's not going to be the end of the world regardless of
No
what
pressure.
happens.
You might just not go to playoffs or anything, you know? There's no pressure, though.
But the thing is, though, we're halfway. It's a long season. 12 weeks of a regular season is a long time. You know, you can be 1-4 or whatever and still go to playoffs if you just go on a winning run for the rest of the season, you know? It is doable. It's been done before, and I'm sure it may happen again. So, yeah. Coming in at rank number 6 is going to be one of our most impressive rookies, of course, EXO. Super happy for him that he did pick up a win. Of course, it is unfortunate that I had to lose to him, but he played incredibly well. Like, I said this in my battle as well. He's playing this super well. He's played hard to play against me. His team building is really strong, particularly his mastery of the lower tiers. Those lower tier mons that he uses, especially that Crustle this week, the E-Belt was really good. Really strong. Delphox, of course, putting in a lot of work. The clutch arrow burn really sucked for me, but nonetheless, I failed to find a way back because he didn't give me a way back. Right? He just played super well against me, and I got punished for not being as accurate as I should have been.
Yeah, I mean it's safe to say that. I see this match is hard because you both are such good players. You know, it could have gone either way. It all honestly, like, I'm struggling to really like form sentence because it's so the match was just like two good players going at it. It's like watching Anakin and fucking Obi-Wan going at it. You know,
yeah,
in that last
dude. You're
fight.
not wrong.
Like you eventually EXO just got the high ground and you're like and then it was game over. But all in all, both really good players. Streaks, all good things have to come to an end, Bombi, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but the thing
let
is,
that be a
like, the
message
way
to
I
you,
look at
DJ.
it is it's no real harm done for me, because I'm still number 2 seed in the league regardless, but it's done wonders for EXO, right? It's put him right up there in the hunt, and he deserves to be there, right? These aren't fluky wins, these are good wins from a good player, and a player that is a genuine threat to some of the more established names that have been doing this for a while. You know, with you, me, and Shadow there, like, it's really hard, and then of course Transel proving to everybody how good he actually is with a broken draft. So EXO's put himself there. He's put himself in that position, and it's something I said to Transel as well when he did the pick'em, is when you face Shadow, me, and then Transel this week back to back as a new player, my first thought, if that was me, would be, well, fuck, I'm going 0-3, right? But EXO didn't do that. Like, he was a little scared, and understandably, but he didn't play like it. He actually just played how he always plays, and doesn't even matter who he's playing against. He will do the same thing every game, and I respect that a lot. I have a lot of respect for him, and I really do think he will challenge the established order, and definitely give us a run for our money.
Well, he is at this moment in time my biggest contender in terms of getting into the playoffs. Like, it, me and him neck and neck. I know there's other people in the contendership of getting that, but EXO is right now for me the one to beat because he is the biggest obstacle in my way towards playoffs. Obviously, you and a lot of other people I have to play are, but in terms of the standings and points and differential, EXO is the guy that needs to go
EXO is
down.
the guy, and he's not gonna make it easy for you, and you know he isn't.
No, I need him to lose a few games. I need to win a few games. If I lose a few games, then he's probably going to top me, to be honest. But like you said, halfway through the season, anything can happen.
Absolutely. EXO's got to maintain his consistency as well. Got to maintain that consistent composure that he's been definitely establishing himself for. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Alright, coming in at rank number 5 is going to be Crasher. Crasher, 3 wins on the bounce now, but I do want to be honest, this was the least convincing of the 3 to me. A lot of weird misplays, a lot of greedy plays, trying to set up on a Scar Reeler had Whirlwind. Things like prolonging the game for seemingly no reason. Like, alright, yes, his Mon was Tarksugs, but he could have picked up another kill, let that one go down, and then sending his next win con to win the game. He had a couple of win cons that he could have played for, and it took him a long time to kind of figure that out. But nonetheless, of course, 3 wins on the bounce is impressive. Going on win streaks in Draft League is never easy. But yeah, he's now in a positive differential, which is the first time he's had that in the league. So he is in an okay spot. He's doing pretty solid for playoffs, of course, coming from that SOAR division. But yeah, I do think he needs to step up, not just in his application sometimes, but in his shoring up of these strange misplays that don't seem to make a lot of sense from the outside.
Yeah, no, Crusher's definitely a hit or miss at the moment. One game he can just dominate and look like a force to be reckoned with. Next game he could be making mistakes that like that of an amateur. Not to call him an amateur or anything, just like I said, don't take anything to offense. But the real judgment of how he plays, how his league run is going to go, I think is definitely going to come down to next match. His next match is against DJ, who is currently the only now undefeated person in the league. So, seeing Crash's team go against that Rain team, that's where I need to see it plays. I'm excited to see that game because that's probably the top 2 contenders in the Sword Conference. So, that's gonna really help me and everyone, I think, put a clear judgment on where Crash is heading in this league.
And of course, if he goes on to lose that match, that does actually give some of the slightly lower down members of the league a real good chance to overtake him. Right?
It's a big game changer.
There is a lot of movement potential in that division, and it can go anywhere, right? We've obviously got some newcomers that are coming in that they're going to be fixing their records as well. It's going to be close. It's going to be tough, but obviously you'll have to see what I predicted in the pick'em to see how that one goes.
You hear that, folks? You gotta go watch that pick'em, otherwise you'll never know now.
It. I don't know why you're not if you're not, but go watch it. It's gonna be fun. Shameless
I know
plug,
I'll
but...
be watching Bombi Teacher's special pick'em week 6 match right after this video, and you should too.
Dear. All right, rank number 4, non-mover this week, but picking up a much-needed win, I think. But here's, of course, our good friend Shadow. Nice win, decent 3-0, picking up his differential a little bit, of course. His differential is a little bit behind some of the guys above him. Does need that differential. It is going to be a case of just keep winning for Shadow. He's more than capable. He's got a really good team, really hard to prep for. His matchup this week, to me, is kind of interesting. And I talk a lot more about that in the pick'em as well, but it's there are definitely some ways that I think Nagoshi can beat him. But yeah, I do think Shadow is the kind of player that's always going to be there. Like, he's not going to suddenly go, like, 0-7 for the rest of the season. He's just not going to do it. We know he's going to win games. He has to play me in week 7, so he's going to lose that one. But still. But nah, like, I do...
Fighting words.
Yeah, fighting words. Fight me. Yeah, but yeah. Nah, he is a good player. He's a tough player. Very tough opponent. Not going to be pushed over by any means.
Yeah, no, it's safe to say that at this point, me and Shadow are pretty much build buddies at this point. We've both been helping each other quite a lot in this league. Maybe him helping me more so. But, I tried to put my input and, brought a few ideas for him as well. I feel he's, obviously a strong player, creative. Sometimes he'll point something out and I'll be like, damn, why didn't I think of that? That seems so obvious. But great player, definitely going to pick up more kills. If I 6-0 you and he 6-0s his opponent, he's going to bypass you. Just wanting you to know that.
Yeah, I know, but that's not happening.
Don't get 6-0'd,
But, yeah.
Rabombi. I know you won't, but just
No,
don't.
I'll 6-0 you instead, and I'll be like, haha, what are you going to do about it? Right?
If you 6-0 me, I'm probably just going to quit the league. I'm just going to be done with, like, everything. You won't ever see me again, you know? I'm just going to, like, go into hiding.
I seem to remember doing that to someone before, but yeah. Alright, coming in at rank number 3, I think I'll let you have this one.
Ooh, finally dropping a point, dropping a place, moving down, up, down,
Down
up
one,
the
yep,
second.
down one.
Down one, thank you. Here's your handsome, your host, your beautiful Rabombi teacher. There he is, right there on the screen. He played against EXO.
Yep.
Yeah, EXO. Good game. Like I said, like it was one hell of a battle. You should have watched. It should be in there. If you haven't, you should post the replay link in your description or something. Because damn, it was good. If you ever want a demonstration of.
Or just watch the battle.
Oh yeah, there we go. Even better. Watch the battle video.
It's a very
The
long
40-minute
battle, but
long
it's a
one.
battle that's well worth your time watching.
It was. Both players, you could literally sit there and hear, even though you couldn't actually hear, you could hear the gears and the clocks ticking in their brains as with each passing turn. Great players. They both didn't want to let up. Obviously, someone had to crack eventually. Just like that streak, unfortunately. But, you know, you're a strong player, strong draft. All in all, you're just going to probably likely to bounce back and just try and maintain that differential of yours. You're so close now to bypassing Transil.
I know. Let's actually talk about Transil next, shall we? Seeing as he's literally one differential ahead of me now after, of course, your very famous win against him. Very nice to see him finally not on the top spot of the power rankings. It's been there for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, near enough, because of pre-draft as well. But yeah, super tough opponent. Like, I'm not looking forward to playing him in week 10, even though there is a chance that we can both have already guaranteed playoffs by week 10. So we could potentially meme up a little bit, but this guy is just too strong. Like, please nerf him. Someone else beat him, please. So,
I tried.
yeah, exactly. Right, if one person can do it, so can someone else, right? It's
but
more than
here's
capable.
the thing, right? You say that I nerfed him, right? But what if I've just poked the bear? What if I've awakened something in him that's made him stronger? What if he's a Super Saiyan now?
He just comes up and goes,
"Joke's on you, bitch. I'm gonna start winning every game now."
Like, he's just gonna go back on a 6-0 streak. Like, he's done with this. He tried something different. He didn't like it. He's gonna go back to winning. You know, that's just how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Or he could just go on a landslide, and for the benefit of course of the people watching, he could just go on a landslide and be like, and not make playoffs. You know, I could happen. Tilt does happen.
He's like,
but I don't think Transil
I don't
is
have
the
to do what
tilting
you
person.
think. I'm gonna lose now.
yeah. I don't think Transil's the kind of player who tilts, though. I think he's very comfortable. He knows how to win games. It's just unfortunate that his game didn't go to plan this time round. He did make the obvious mechanical misplay, forgetting that Dragon moves are weakened in Misty Terrain.
See, his initial setup was Z Bounce, which would have killed Hydreigon. No, not Hydreigon, Kamoa. But he changed it out last minute and then instantly regretted it.
He also didn't have max attack on it as well, which made it even more risky.
And he was -1 down. So I'm not sure if it actually would have.
I don't think it would. When I calced it, even at neutral, it wouldn't have killed in Misty Terrain the Z Draco. He had to have been max attack to have a chance.
No, I meant Supersonic's.
Oh, Supersonic Sky Strike. I didn't count, but it would have been pretty close, I'd have thought. But yeah, these kind of things happen, of course. One slip up in a whole field of insanely strong games. It does happen. You know, I don't remember anyone ever going undefeated in a regular season in any draft that I've been a part of.
Oh, I do.
Well, you did. You're the only one that's done it, but that league was very different back then, so...
Good times.
It's very difficult to judge that on merit, but yeah. Alright, so, of course, with Transil being at rank number 2, that means we have a new rank number 1 for the first time this season. And that, of course, is our only remaining undefeated player, DJ, of course. Very good differential, super solid game too, really decent. Did have a wobble though, that Noivern with the widely inaccurate moveset really could have cost him big time. But ultimately, once the Neuven went to Specsavers and put some glasses on, it actually suddenly started winning the game for him. Took a narrow win though, definitely a narrow win, but very ominous for that sort of division. Very ominous. Going 5-0 at this point in the season with a rain team and nobody seeming to have the answer. Definitely proving to be very strong, very formidable. And I have huge respect for him for finally knocking Trance off the #1 spot. That could have been me if I actually won my game, but nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a really good match. Right, again, two good players. Obviously, the powerhouse came out on top. DJ came out, arms swinging, fists flying, and Dizzy just couldn't catch those hands. So we're gonna be looking. I'm looking now towards this next week or week 6. DJ versus Crasher. That's the game of the week, in my opinion. That's the one I'm most looking forward to seeing. Will DJ retain his undefeated streak? Will he remain on top of the power rankings? Guess you'll find out next time.
Absolutely, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a very stern test for him. Not going to be super
Probably
easy.
his biggest test. If he beats, he's beat Dizzy. If he beats Crasher, I think he's maybe at this point then defeated probably the hardest people in that league.
Yeah,
But then
definitely.
obviously he still has Solo Destroyer to fight and a few others. So obviously it's Pokemon, anything can happen.
Absolutely, a random crit can kill your win condition. That's it. We've all had
Exactly.
it. It's all happened. I've had clutch buttons against me. You know, it happens. Anything can go wrong in Pokemon. That's the game we play. So I do look forward to seeing his matches. Of course, I always enjoy watching DJ's Rain team. The Rain user in me still always gravitates to watching his games. But yeah, that's gonna be all of it. That's gonna be our rankings, of course, for the week number 5. Thank you, of course, Dinistrio, for joining me as always. It's a lot of fun having you here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, dude.
Alright, we are gonna get on out of here. My name is Robombi Teacher. I'm your coach of the Royal Bournemouth Robombis. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.